Bloomberg Politics managing editor John Heilemann is with us. John is here to tell it like it is.
Yeah. I'm telling it like it is. I'm telling it like it is.
So he's at the top of the polls once again, and now we know why a lot of this appeal. People want to hear the truth, they say, or they want to hear at least the truth out of him.
Well, that is right. You know, every politician strives for authenticity, and Donald Trump right now with Iowa Republicans is emanating authenticity. Telling it like it is, we try to figure out what are the components of his appeal. People like that he's a business guy. People like that he's rich, that he's not swayed by special interests. They like a lot of things about him, but the thing they like most about him is the sense that he is not politically correct, that he speaks his mind. Not necessarily the truth, but that he's telling you what he thinks at any moment with no filter.
What do you think Carson's growing appeal is here?
Well, there's no question what Carson's growing appeal is. Two things. But first, you saw in that poll, in our poll and in the Monmouth poll that came out yesterday, these non-politicians on the Republican side dominate the field, or anti-establishment politicians. So Trump, Carson, Fiorina, and Ted Cruz, who's the most anti-establishment elected official. Carson, in particular, in our poll comes through. He is the top choice of evangelical voters in Iowa right now. That is a huge block of voters in the Iowa Republican side of the potential caucus goers. That's where he's gaining most of his strength. He beats Donald Trump among that group. He beats everybody among that group. And that is always a big question. Big evangelical. Rick Santorum won back in 2012. Mike Huckabee won back in 2008. So that gives you a real leg up in that contest.
A new round of emails released for Hillary Clinton. They say they will keep releasing it until all 30,000 are out. She said the other day that nobody really cares about this but you guys, meaning the media. Do you think that's true, and do you think this is hurting her at all?
Well, we had some, we polled this question too on the Democratic side of our Iowa poll, and it turns out most Democrats say it's not a big issue. So it's obviously an issue with the broader electorate, as you can see from her very bad numbers in terms of honest and trustworthy, where she is really in trouble in the broader electorate. With Iowa Democrats, doesn't seem to be as big a deal. But I'll say that when I was out at the Iowa State Fair, I had a lot of Iowa Democrats who asked me, not because they thought there was a scandal, but who asked the question, is this going to hurt her in the general election? Yeah. Is this going to be some piece of baggage she has to deal with going forward? So it's on people's minds.
And what did you say when they asked you that question?
I said that we look, when the FBI is investigating something, those are not good words for any presidential candidate. Yeah. We don't know what the ultimate impact is going to be because we don't know what the outcome of those investigations is going to be.
The distinction that more than 100 of these emails contained classified information being versus being marked classified, an important distinction?
I think it's a common sense thing. It's an important distinction for a lot of voters because they will ask the question, how can she be expected to know if it's classified if there's not a stamp on the top of it? As a legal matter, not quite so clear.
John Heilemann, thank you. Always good to see you.
Great to see you guys.